Jack Doyle Suit Company. It's the best suit company in the world. They've been giving me suits from where I come, Cork, Ireland. They've been hooking me up with the best suits for over 10 years now, and I'm the slickest man in Ireland. Thanks to them.
I've never seen a fighter get fully dressed to do the face-offs and stuff. Is that because you want to? I mean, obviously a nice suit. You wanted to show it off.
Absolutely, I felt like it. I feel good in suits, you know, and I feel like doing whatever I want to do and be comfortable and look good, and I enjoy it. What better place to look good but LA?
It's like Conor McGregor's always in a nice suit. Is that just like an Irish thing? You guys want to kind of show out and look good as much as you can?
Possibly, but I've been doing it for a long time before Conor's been ever doing it. So I've been doing it for going on 11 years now.
Tell me, what do you expect out of your fight on Saturday?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday. I expect a good fight. I expect my opponent. He's good record. He's got a high knockout ratio, so I respect him. I got to show respect. I look forward to a good fight and put on a good show for the fans, like always. And as they come to bring some action, and I think his style will provide that as well. And it's going to make for a good fight for the fans, and I look forward to it.
Gary, have you seen any footage of your opponent?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of footage. Not a great deal, but I've seen enough. I've seen enough for what I need.
You expect a KO on Friday?
I always expect a KO. Every fight.
Going for a KO? I mean, I know a lot of fighters say they don't go for it. They, see if it happens.
I always do. I always go for the KO. Every time without fail. I feel right now I can knock anybody out. I've got a little more experience. It's my 30th fight right now, and I'm at my best. I'm getting better every fight, and they keep lining up. I keep knocking them out, and Friday night's going to be no different. It's going to be another knockout.
Your thoughts on actually fighting on the Cinco de Mayo weekend here in LA, Los Angeles? Obviously, heavy Mexican population. The show seems to be almost sold out. Looking to steal the show that night, tomorrow?
I always look to steal the show up, but I'm delighted to fight on the Mexican holiday. I've always been a fan of Mexican boxing and the Mexican people, the warrior people like the Irish people, and I'm honoured to fight on the Mexican weekend. It's a true honour, and I've got a surprise in store for the Mexican people too. And I fight like a Mexican style fighter, so I think they're gonna like me, and I like them anyway.
For the people who don't know much about you, what could you tell them about your style? Obviously, you just said you like fighting like a Mexican, you like the Mexican style itself, and just what should people expect from you?
Well, I did like to think I'm a box fighter. I can box. Like sometimes my boxing may be underestimated as I've got a lot of knockouts, but I've got 19 knockouts of my 29 fights. But I'm a good boxer too. I can box. I was amateur national champion in Ireland, and I've got good skills besides the punch power. So
still growing into the middleweight division. Obviously, you weighed in today at only 158. You didn't weigh in close to 160 as most middleweights do, or is that just part of the plan?
Well, you know what? I went up and had a hot bath just before the weigh-in, and I was hydrated, and a few pounds came off. I checked my weight this morning. I was 161.2, I think it was, and so I just came in a little bit late. It's warm here, and the bath was hot, and I feel good at 160.
Gary, is there anything different in your preparation, being that you faced guys like Billy Joe Saunders, you faced Chris Eubank Jr., now you're facing Abreu Friday?
No, I've always prepared to the best of my ability, but I believe you can't put an old head on young shoulders. And when I was younger, maybe I wasn't as dedicated as I am right now. This past 18 months, roughly, give or take, I'm being completely committed to boxing. I'm more, consistent in my training and my diet and everything. Everything's been about boxing. There's been less distractions. Things are more smooth in my life right now, and I'm giving it my all to boxing. And I think I continue to get better in every fight. I'm getting in better shape, and my performances are getting better. I think it'll be the same on Friday night.
What was that defining moment for you that made you flip the switch and take boxing more seriously? You're really more serious now. Was there a moment that sparked that in you to turn it up a notch?
Well, my coach, Pascal Collins, he always told me I had the ability to do it, and that I never gave it 100%, and that I would regret it one day when I retire if I didn't give it 100%. And he was right, and I know that, and it hit home with me. And So like, you know, I'm 33 now, so you know it's time to get serious, you know, and I have been getting serious for 18 months maybe plus, and the results are showing, and you know, I think things are on the up, and we'll continue to go in the upward motion.
There was some speculation of where you would land this weekend on which card. Did you always know and you just watched the speculation from afar, or did you come up to the last minute like us? Did you know where you would land?
No, I didn't know where I'd land at all time because of speculation about the Triple G fight. I was very excited about that fight. I wanted that fight. I would love to fight him. I'm sure it will happen down the line, you know, but right now Golden Boy Promotions and Murphy's Boxing, my promoters, gave me a deal that I couldn't refuse. I've got 4 young children. My priority is to, you know, provide for them a good life, and Golden Boy Promotions and Murphy's Boxing gave me an amazing offer, and it was the one I had to take. And I never had officially the offer in writing at that point anyway. They gave me that offer prior to that Golovkin fight, before the contract was in front of me, and I wasn't sure whether that was going to happen or not anyway. So I went with that, and you know, I look to fight Golovkin in the future, you know, and I believe I'll beat Golovkin when the time is right, you know, and I'm going to fulfill my destiny and become world champion.
Before that situation with Golovkin looking for an opponent and everything, there was reports that you were in talks or negotiations of fighting Canelo in September. Considering he's about to be off for a year, he may need a fight between that before he gets Golovkin. Do you see tomorrow night as an audition to fight Canelo in September?
Possibly. You know, I was going to fight Danny Jacobs before that, and then the Canelo fight was there. Then he was fighting Triple G, and then what happened with Canelo, and then I was going to step in and fight Triple G. I'm not sure. I think Canelo and Golovkin are going to fight in September. Maybe I'll fight on that card and fight the winner then of those two.
Do you think, given the situation, both promoters have been able to actually salvage the weekend? Obviously, Golden Boy has tomorrow's night show, Tom Loeffler and Triple G Promotions has the Saturday show. Do you think they were actually able to salvage this entire weekend?
Well, we're here. The shows are going ahead, so I suppose they have, you know, and the 2 shows are going ahead, and you know, I look forward to entertaining the Mexican people, and then I look forward also to going watching Triple G the next night and seeing what he's all about.
Your thoughts on that fight, Triple G versus Vanez? How does that go, and who wins?
I think Triple G will win. I don't know a great deal about his opponent, but I believe he's a good fighter too, and I think they're all good fighters at this level anyway. I think they've got to be, you know, so I expect it to probably be a good fight, but I think Triple G will win. I think he's been out for a long time as well, this guy.
Spike, is there any disappointment that the deal couldn't be reached for Triple G, and it is just a day away, kind of from your fight? It's so close. It's not like you're just fighting this weekend and you know that fight's a couple more weeks away. You know what I mean? It's like back to back. Is there any kind of disappointment extra disappointment to that aspect?
Well, I would love to fight for the world title. There's an element of disappointment in not fighting for the world title, of course. You know, I'm a fighter. You know, I've trained to be world champion since I've been 5 years of age, possibly. You know, I've been boxing so long, and I've always dreamed to become world champion. But I believe that day was going to happen anyway, regardless. There's not too much disappointment, and as I said, the deal that Golden Boy gave me is an absolutely fantastic deal, along with Murphy's Boxing, and you know, so I'm not. It's cushioned that, softened that disappointment vastly, you know, and as I said, I will get that world title fight eventually. I'm sure of that, and I will be world champion. And I'm a patient man. You know, I can wait. You know, and I'm going to enjoy this time, and I'll be world champion when the time's right.
Spike, can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Murphy Boxing and your relationship with the boxing scene in Boston?
Yeah, I got a great relationship with Murphy's Boxing. Ken Casey and all the team at Murphy's Boxing, they gave me the opportunity here in America. You know, I'm very grateful to them. They're very good people, you know, and they promoted me in Boston, the East Coast as well. In New York, I got to fight down Madison Square Garden, and I'm very thankful for them. And I'm still co-promoted by them, and you know, they're great people to be with. They're more than promoters, they're friends. They're friends of mine, and I stay at their places when I come to Boston. On me and Packy and all the team, we stay there, and we're like one big family. It's, you know, it's great.
You got a favorite Dropkick Murphy song?
I got quite a few. They're hard to pick. They're catchy, you know. But I'll be honest, when I first hooked up with Murphy's Boxing, I wasn't, you know, I knew the Shipping Up to Boston song from all the movies, but I wasn't really into that music. But I went along to the concerts, and boy, did I get into it. You know, it's cool music, and I really enjoy the concerts. And I've been at like bloody 20 concerts, and I actually, in fact, gotten engaged in Pascal City at Dublin, back in Ireland. To my future wife, we got engaged on stage on a Murphy's concert. It was brilliant.
Gary, can you describe why Ireland produces so many good fighters?
I think we're a fighting nation. We had to, fight for our independence, like the Mexican people, and fighting's in our blood. And we enjoy fighting. We've always had to fight. We've had to fight for our rights, and for everything. We grew up fighting. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood from way back. So we're just a fighting nation like the Mexican people, and so I guess that's why the Irish are so good at fighting like the Mexican people.
Can you tell all your fans that what they expect to see of you in the ring, StubHub Center, because it's a magical place to fight? Can you tell your fans what do they expect, or why they should watch you? Why should they tune in?
They should tune in because I'm an exciting fighter. I always bring great entertainment inside and outside the ring. I'm an all-action fighter. Like the Mexican people, I'm sure are going to love it. I think they might probably see me on HBO before on ESPN a little bit, but they're going to get it, especially on this amazing weekend and in the beautiful city in StubHub here. I'm going to put on a show for them, and they should come see it and enjoy it. And I'm sure they'll be there, and I look forward to it.
You're very, oh wait, just one more. You're very relevant in the middleweight division. There's middleweight division fights going on. There's a lot of activity. How would you currently rank the middleweight division? Because it's very hot. It's kind of shifting from middleweight to welterweight, and you're very much in that mix. So how would you currently rank the landscape of the middleweight division?
Well, you got the top fighters is probably around 10 roughly of the top fighters. And, on the night, I think anyone of each fighter is probably capable of beating the other on their night. But there's a lot of good fighters out there right now, and they're exciting times for the middleweight division. I think it's the best division in the world. Also, maybe I'm biased because I am a middleweight, but I believe that we've got the power and the speed combined. So I think it's the most exciting division in the world.
Who did you look up to when you were growing up? What boxers did you look up to?
Well, Packy's brother Steve Collins, the Celtic Warrior, the original Celtic Warrior. He was Irish, 2 times world champion, middleweight and super middleweight. I like Mickey Ward. Evander Holyfield was one of my idols also, and De La Hoya as well, and lots of them. So many.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks very much.
Fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.